put 135 hours into Apex Legends?
What's up, people? This is your boy Levelhead back with another live and Level Gamers podcast. I am here with my crew, Keith Norris, K-Bum 20. We all in these internet streets, all in your eardrum, and we rest to go.
One hitter quitter, TKO.
Yeah, we ready to go.
Sir, yes, sir.
So anyway, shut all that noise. So what's up, fellas?
Not much.
What up, my good sir?
Nothing much, man. So we here, we rest to go. Y'all, we got a little bit to talk about, to discuss on tonight. As y'all can see, I'm rested and I'm ready to go. Do y'all have anything y'all want? Hey, did y'all catch that Shinobi? Did anyone catch the Shinobi episode 6?
The
We gotta
Shinobi.
talk.
Wait.
Oh, Kenobi.
Kenobi.
Oh,
Shinobi,
boy said
didn't
Shinobi. I'm like, wait,
Oh,
they
let me
remaking
get myself
Shinobi?
I gave myself a slap. My bad.
That's the first thing I thought. I was like, Shinobi.
Yeah,
Episode 6. I missed 5 of them.
Kenobi.
I missed 1 to 5.
What y'all think about the final episode?
That episode was lit, man.
Okay, it was some.
That was a great episode.
It was some. It was good and bad. Now that I think about it, but we can talk later. What about Miss Martin?
I had some issues with
I
that
got
last episode. But
I got one
that's cool.
discrepancy
What's
for that episode. I don't know how she survived. Revenge, was that it?
You talking about Reva?
Yeah, how she survived a lightsaber?
So being spliced in the stomach don't mean nothing no more. Okay.
It don't mean nothing.
Well, I knew she
All
was
right.
gonna survive at the end.
Well,
of the
we knew that, but we're asking how.
I got you. Well, they kind of spoiled it with the Inquisitor saying revenge has caused you to survive for so long. You know, all that stuff he was saying.
Yeah, but see, he lived because he has 2 stomachs. Like they actually laid the groundwork for that.
Oh, okay.
His species, the Grand Inquisitor, his species has 2 stomachs,
That's right.
so
That's true.
he can live off the other one. Like she's human. Just 1 stomach. What's she still doing? Anyway, I
So
digress.
as y'all can see, we are here. We's rest to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit us with this intro. Let's go.
It's about to get live. We keep it pretty level, no surprise. Come and listen to the topic plus. Yeah, check out our discussion. Keith Norris and D2K. K-Bum 20 on the MIC. Jedi Knight all the way in Germany. Level head, you know who that boy is. What it say? Live and level, live and level. We on the MIC. Live and level, live and level. We just talking them games. Live and level, live and level. Take a seat and listen up, man. Live and level, live and level.
What's up? We are here. We rest to go. Are y'all rest to go? Are y'all rest to get it in?
Do this, homie.
All right. So this is the show. This is episode 252. That's a lot of episodes, people. That is a lot of episodes. And we have some topics on schedule for y'all tonight. But before we get there, we got to do what you've been gaming on. But you were saying, K-Bum, he has 2 stomachs. How she survive?
Yeah. You know, the Grand Inquisitor, his species does have 2 stomachs, but she has 1. Reva, referring to the last episode of the Kenobi series, or as Level says in the Shinobi series.
Hey, I cleared it up now. Don't do me like that. I did clear it up. I cleared it up. Oh, man, we got first name basis in the building. What's up, first name? Man over here, crip walking to the intro. Okay.
We might need to see a video of that, because I can.
Yeah, you need to send us some of that. We need some of that. Okay, so Could it be that she's just a strong black woman, K-Ball? Could that be
Oh
it?
my
Oh,
God.
oh,
Did I-
oh, Lord.
One hitter quitter, TKO you.
He did it.
Okay, I quit. I digress. Anyway, so let's get in. What you think? Well, hold up. Have y'all checked out Miss Marvel? What y'all thinking about that series?
I just finished it before I jumped on the cast.
Did you
Well, I
like
ain't
it?
finished the first episode. No, I take that back. I got to go back and watch the first episode. How many episodes is it now?
3, I
Three.
believe.
Yeah, it's 3. It's cool so far. It's you could tell it's for the youth, but I mean I'm not gonna say it's not bad. It ain't it's not up there with the others, but it's not bad. What do you think, K-Bone?
I think it still has time. Right, they're still building the universe. They're building the character because we don't. Miss Marvel is a new character as far as Marvel lore goes, and they're taking their time building out who she is and building the universe, and they're taking this at a. I like the way they're doing this because they're making this a real Muslim, Pakistani, Indian show. It's kind of going into their history as far as a people, as far as religion, and kind of fleshing out their story the same way they did in the comics. So I mean, I from that aspect, I like it. It's like their Black Panther. If I can say that much. So I'm waiting for the actually to pick up and actually get rolling, and them to get into the actual big piece of the series. So that's what I'm kind of waiting for.
Yeah, it's slowly opening up. She clearly needs to learn how to fight. But anyway, we won't talk. She's a child. She's a child. Anyway, let's get into what you've been gaming on. Let's go.
Yeah. You know what time it is? It's time for What Have You Been Gaming On? Sing it, folks. Let's go. Hey. What you been gaming on? 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 Gaming on, gaming on, gaming on.
Okay, so who do I normally start? I normally start with
I think you can start.
K-Bum all the time. I think I started with Keith last week. Didn't I start with you last week, Keith? I think I
believe
did.
so.
So we're gonna come with Keith this time.
I thought you were going to start with yourself.
You know he like to be the ice cream, the icing on top. You know.
Look, I'm MCing. Look. No, man, slap yourself. Slap both of y'all. Anyway, go ahead, K-Bone, because you probably got the most to cover. So we gonna allot you these 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Yeah, you ain't give me no 3 minutes. I don't lie.
One hitter quitter, TKO
So,
you.
as spoken from last time we had a podcast, I was going to put some more time into Horizon Forbidden West. And I've got about, how many hours do I have in this game so far? I was just looking at it. I do like the system, the PlayStation, you can tell me hours you put into the game. I've put 11 hours in so far into Horizon. And I'm still kind of in the first, the after the intro part of the game. You're just starting to get into the open world, so I'm still kind of doing that. And I've been doing like all of the side quests at the beginning. I think I might have to stop that because I took a look at the size of the map, and if I do that, I won't finish this game until next year. So I think I might have to simmer down on how many of the side quests I'm actually doing, how much the exploring, as Keith would like to do, how much exploring I'm actually doing in this game, and kind of just stick to just a couple side quests and maybe a lot of the main story. But it's good so far. The graphics are amazing. I've finally got my rhythm into the actual fighting of the game. You know, I finally got my rhythm and my pacing together. So I've gotten pretty good with that, taking down some of the more complex Enemies, you haven't really fought any of the bigger enemies. Those are still coming, but I've gotten my steps together, and I know what I'm doing now. So kind of get my feet under me when it comes to playing this game. So that's pretty cool. The story is pretty cool. I'm still learning a little bit more. They really expect you to know the last story, so I had to go watch a 20-minute YouTube video to recap me on what happened in the previous one because it's been so long since I played it. But other than that, yeah, I've been spending time playing that. That's been cool. I have been spending time with Warzone. They just get that straight. They just dropped a new map for the resurgence mode in Warzone, so I've been playing that with a couple of my buddies.
Call
Uh,
of Duty.
yeah. I guess Call of Duty Warzone. So Vanguard to me is dead. It's trash. It's terrible. It is just complete boo boo. And I
That's
just
another. I'm about to sample that too. Boo boo. It's boo boo.
man, I'll only play the game if I have to, just level guns up. But I'd rather play Warzone. I'm down with that. And then to top it off, I've played just a little bit of FIFA with the homies. I've been playing the baseball game in between as a time filler, and then playing 2K at night when the other set of homies jump in. So that's what I've been gaming on. And also, I found out from my brother, who we probably gonna be part of the conversation, who actually had the PS3. I forget what it was called beforehand, but it was like the Sony's cloud sharing gaming, where you can stream games. My brother actually had that before the switch over of the PSN, so he actually has the PlayStation Premium, so he can download all the games when it comes to the new PSN that we talked about last week. And so I found out that I can actually use his account on my PlayStation and
We can use his
download.
name.
You can't use his name. I can use his name.
Wait a minute. Hold up
Um,
here. Family is family, bruh.
He can use his name.
We can keep. We always can get in on this.
I mean, my brother name is Keith, but it ain't this Keith. But
Hey, you know that. That's what's up.
I've been able to download some of the premium games on there, and I can play them on my PlayStation. So when I get a chance to check those out, I'm gonna check those out. But the game I want to play though level is I've never played God of War
Ascension.
the Ascension. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. I got to play that one because I played it for a little bit and thought it was trash. So I need to go back and finish that.
I beat a game that you started. I beat what?
I thought it was trash. I stopped playing it. So
It ain't. I won't say it's trash, but it's long in the tooth though. You gonna get tired of playing it after a while.
probably.
Mr. Norris, Keith, you see K-Bum being stingy with the goods, but it's all good.
That's what's up. I'm glad he been playing a lot. So I did something that I've never done before, and played through a whole game with my oldest son. And we beat turtles.
Dope.
I thought that was pretty dope. I know a lot of people are beating it pretty fast, but that experience was pretty cool. Yeah, we had a blast playing. Let's see what else. So I haven't really been gaming, but I've been sampling. So I went ahead and re-downloaded Outriders. I deleted it again.
One hitter quitter. TKO. You.
And I went ahead and re-downloaded Battletoads. I was like, well, we got through that game. We can probably get through this game. We haven't got through that yet. What else have I been playing? I think I haven't really been playing much, but I plan to have a lot more to talk about next week. I'm planning to play a lot this weekend. So this pretty much been it. Just some beat 'em ups here and there.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Keith. I bought Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, and I've been playing it on both the PlayStation 5 and the Switch. Now on the Switch, I've been playing it on an easier mode, trying to play it with my daughters, and they kind of went to the in-laws over the weekend, so I was playing it up there. I'm basically on I think the 10th stage, but down here I got it on the hardest level that I'm playing by myself. and I'm on the 8th stage on it because it's hard by yourself. I've been waiting for 2 individuals to at some point jump on and assist the brother, see what's going on. But they playing FIFA and Warzone and Forbidden West and what else you play, K-Ball? What else you play?
I'm sorry, yeah. I have friends.
Yeah.
Is it cross-platform?
No, it's on the PlayStation 5. We supposed to see. I'm double dipping to play with them.
I have
downloaded it yet.
Yes, I do have it downloaded, brother. Yes, I do. It is downloaded. Me and my brother both had it. Matter of fact, for Father's Day, I bought him a hard drive, internal hard drive, so he can download all the games and don't got to worry about deleting stuff.
I'm gonna beat it.
Because I'm a good brother. No, we just gotta holler at him, man. Just gotta let me know early in the day so I can let people know if I'm gonna be playing the game. You can't wait to.
Keith, you see him trying to make me set up a play date. I ain't doing that. I'm too grown for play dates. Anyway,
well, we won't be playing it.
No play dates. Anyway, I'm messing with you. I do it. I probably go ahead. I think I like Leonardo, man. I played with Master Splinter. I played with April. I played with Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo. And I think Leonardo is my favorite, second by Raphael. Splinter too slow for me. April is too weak. I noticed there. I don't know why anyway. I don't know if Keith you feel this way, but April, it takes a lot of hits, especially on the hard mode. Like I got it on the hardest mode. And it takes a lot of hits, more so than, like Raphael is 1 or 2 hits and they dead because his strength is, his highest is power. And then speed is 2 and then stars, and then reach is 1 star. And Michelangelo is reach is 1 star, speed is 3, and power is 2. Raphael is 2, 2, 2 all the way through. I think April O'Neil is 3 on speed, 2 on 3 on 2 on reach, 3 on speed, 1 on power, and Donatello is 3 on reach, 2 on speed, 1 on speed, 2 on power. That's crazy. I know all these. And then Splinter is 1 on speed, 2 on reach, and 3 on power. So I like Leonardo. He to me, he just well balanced. And the game is fun, man. It's real fun. They really captured the essence of the Turtles. They really using Rocksteady and Bebop a lot. I noticed that they all through this game. So I should be beating it here. I could have been beat it. I just been playing through it and then putting it down. Here every 30, 40 minutes I play through. My wife is screaming. Y'all hear what boo-boo?
Are you gonna get this? I just
She want to know if I want some fresh out the grease chicken. Yeah, I want some. Go on, bring it to me. Anyway, so y'all gonna hear me smacking tonight.
Oh, it's gonna be some crunching today.
So that's what I played. That's what I've gotten into. So anyway, what else did I play? Did I play anything else? I was supposed to be playing that Last of Us, but I had to go shoot a wedding. I had to go shoot a concert. Your boy videography business just been booming lately, so I've been trying to edit stuff. I'm going to show y'all something I edited later on tonight, just the intro to it, see what y'all think. But your boy just been on some business, some entrepreneurship that I haven't been able to gain like I want to. But I plan like Keith to get it in over the weekend. So that's what I've been gaming on. So let's get into these topics. So where you want to go first? Let's get this first thing out the way. So who saw this Sega hyenas, I guess, game that they dropped on the Games Fest with I think it's IGN or whatever. Did y'all get a chance to check it out?
Oh, yo, hold up. We got to give a shout out to my main man, Taz Blue in the house. I hope you caught the conversation earlier, Mr. Taz Blue. They were trying to steal your account.
You have blasphemed in the chat.
One hitter quitter. TKO. You.
You gotta get out. We ain't doing no Warriors. Don't come in here with the Warrior stuff. You no. Slap yourself, Taz.
My main man, Taz. You should have heard him in the chat. They were trying to get your information, bro.
Welcome to the show, Taz. But you can't be coming in here throwing shots 15 seconds after jumping in, man. You can't do it. You can get on too if you want to. Let them know you can always jump on Taz.
You don't want Taz on her.
Y'all want Taz on here?
You don't want Taz on her.
I be enjoying Taz in the
You don't want Taz on here.
I like Taz. He had me cracking up. K-Bump, you don't want Taz in here because you ain't going to talk that much.
That ain't
younger.
it.
He younger, brother.
that ain't it, pimpin'.
Welcome to the show, man. Anyway, so who got to check out this Sega's new game called Hyenas?
I saw the show. I mean, I saw the game, saw the trailer, because we were just talking about it, and I didn't realize that was the whole thing. That presentation was so bad that I didn't even care what I was looking at. So, Sega, I apologize, Sega, if y'all got a banger, but that presentation was trash, man. I couldn't do it. So I don't. We were just talking about this last week. It's all about the presentation.
Presentation is key, man. It is key.
Y'all didn't. I didn't think the presentation was bad. It just didn't really show no gameplay.
All they did was talk, man. I skimmed through it. I went back. I was like, they still talking?
Yeah. Well, this is the actual game. You can see it now. I don't know if y'all are watching it live, but he said I'm crazy. Taz still talking. I'm crazy. So what y'all think of the concept? Kind of playing on the what's that? Fortnite. What that's called?
Wait. Is that the video you're showing right now?
Yeah.
And you say what is this you're saying?
This is called Hyenas. It's a.
Oh Lord.
It's like a. It's not. what would you call Fortnite? What's that called? What type of game genre is that?
Level. Can I save you?
Yeah.
Can I save you, sir?
Go ahead.
What you're showing right now is a cinematic for Overwatch.
It is.
This is the new character for Overwatch. This is Junker Queen.
No wonder.
This is the new character for Overwatch. This has nothing to do with hyenas.
My bad. Let me slap myself.
This is the brand new character.
Level
head down. If you scroll down, you see it says it at the bottom. It says, "Okay, there you go." All right. Let's try this again. All right. Okay, we're good now.
Okay. That was looking kind of good. I'm like, Keith, that looks real good. But yeah, that's weird. I mean, this don't look bad either, but let's go. This is kind of what I was kind of listening to them talk about it, and it's kind of a take on the whole. What is Fortnite style game kind of?
Fortnite is a battle royale. Is what it's
called.
It's
a play on battle royale, but it's not battle royale. You have teams and squads of 3, and you are basically looting and robbing and encountering each other. I guess trying to get the most loot or whatever. So it borrows from that, but not. It's kind of trying to do its own thing in that type of a genre. So
well, actually, Call of Duty does have a mode where the Warzone mode where it's about getting loot. It's not really about killing people. It's actually about getting loot. It's called Plunder. So I don't know how similar this is to Plunder, which is again the mode in Warzone where you are getting loot. But it's more what killing people doesn't really give you the win as to how much loot you can get. So there may be a kind of play on that. So kind of similar.
Hold up. First name basis said I did a double take. y'all ain't gonna do Sega like that. y'all not gonna do them like that. My bad, man. I had it loaded up. I don't know why I switched over. I had Hyena up, but I was like, dang, this look real good. What keep talking about? And
Thank
Terry
God.
yeah, yeah. I'm sorry, my bad.
That's funny.
That was clearly way better looking than what we just saw.
Actually, the hyenas don't look bad. I just, I don't really care for just trailers like that, man. Like, I would have loved to have seen some gameplay of that.
Yeah, no, it wasn't no gameplay. That's a problem with it. Okay, so, but I mean, okay, just real quick for potential sake,
Okay.
with what they said about the game and what they hope to do, do y'all feel this game has potential?
I'm sorry, I went to sleep. You had to tell me what they said about the game.
Well, like I said, it's keep making me work tonight. So
It's usually me, so
go
just
ahead.
have somebody
You
else
know
do
what
it.
they said about it, K Bum, don't you?
Nah, no, you go ahead, fill us
Okay,
in.
so what they were saying is it kind of borrows from the Fortnite. Say what it is that formula again, K Bum. That
Battle Royale.
Battle Royale. I don't know why they keep skipping my head. So it borrows from the Battle Royale aesthetic, but it's not like those games. You own teams of 3. That's what they said, and you're basically all the billionaires have left Earth and moved to Mars. In moving to Mars, they either detonated or done. They made it whatever contraption that they made to launch to Mars destroyed the Earth, leaving all those us here poor to die or escape by any means necessary. So,
Well, okay then.
yeah. So some escaped, and so what he was saying was, and I'm trying to keep playing it. So what he said was that now that the billionaires and the rich folks, the 1% is on Mars now, they're missing some of that old film and different things from their experience on Earth. So they're sending groups back to Earth to get some of that music, some of the movies, all the cult classics, and bring it back. So what they're doing is, as these shuttles are coming from Earth back to Mars, these groups of 3 are hijacking them and heisting the goods to kind of pay it to the man, so to speak, and in an attempt, I guess, to overthrow the Mars situation. So you own groups of 3, and y'all are all kind of encountering one another in trying to heist these carriers. That's
How many groups? How many groups at the same time is going on?
Dang.
You know that.
I was sounding so good. Now you done made me. I think he said. I want to say at least 4 to 5. I can't. At least 4 to 5 groups of 3. Something like
18,
that.
20. Okay, so it's like 18, 20 people, 21 people.
Yeah. Taz told me.
So what we talking about with a group of 3? Are we talking about people with special abilities? Like, in some games you got a tank, you got a healer, you got a point person or whatever.
Some of that. I don't know because they didn't, like I said, they didn't show enough gameplay. But looking at the picture, you see guns, you see the mech. So I'm pretty sure some different ones are healers, some are the shooter, the tactical, almost like Overwatch, Fortnite, and all them games.
Like what you were just showing.
Yeah, like I was just showing. Let's go back to Overwatch actually, see how good.
Hero shooter, that's what it is.
Hero shooter, yeah, it's a hero shooter battle royale, like what that Valorant, yeah, Valorant, yeah. But Overwatch is not a battle royale. It's a hero shooter, so it still has the battle royale aspect to it.
Dang, this looks way better. So I am showing Overwatch now. So I mean, I ain't gonna knock it. We don't have enough, but I feel like if you're gonna make a presentation like that, you should have more to show than what they showed. But I mean,
a lot of talking,
visually looking at Overwatch is absolutely not on Overwatch level.
But that's a cinematic, so you can't really say too much about the gameplay. This isn't gameplay for Overwatch. This is a
fair use
cinematic.
Okay.
Overwatch don't look that good.
I didn't think hyenas look bad. I just wasn't enough there to go off of to tell you if the gameplay is going to be appealing. But
I agree.
I thought K-Bum, especially with the crew like Taz and different ones, those type of games might appeal to y'all. So I was just curious. So, and I know Keith, you into that, somewhat into that. So
It just here's my thought about this. The thing is the battle royale market is heavily populated, right? There are a lot
saturated.
of games saturated. Yeah, it's saturated, and there are a lot of games coming out now or have already come out who are that is fighting for that market share. And there are a few games that stand out above the rest when it comes to battle royale, and that is Fortnite, Apex Legends, and Warzone. Everybody else is fighting for whatever is left, right? And so it's because you still have like PUBG, you still have what that days, what that day one, something like that. I forget the name of that guy.
Daisy.
Daisy. You still have what's some of the other ones? You have some of the other ones that came out, which they're doing different spins on it, since they can't straight up go against the Call of Duty Warzone and everybody else. They do different kind of spins. I know one of them, like the people grew bigger and bigger. That's another one called Splitgate, which is crazy looking game. So you have the genre is growing, right? And maybe it's enough room for everybody, maybe it's not. I don't know. But this guy, they're seeing like they're kind of trying to wedge themselves in, and you got to have a compelling, gameplay and a compelling story to kind of get yourself in there. The reason why Apex was able to kind of force their way into this Fortnite space is because they had characters that you could relate to, and they had very deep backstories with all the characters, and every time they come out with another character, there's a long backstory and a cinematic that they have before they bring that character out. So I just think this is the uphill battle for them to kind of come into this space, and you when you come into space, you got to come correct. Right, to me,
Right.
it's similar to coming to the space of sports gaming. Right, you can't just have a whack game come into the space of sports gaming because it's kind of established on which sports games you play. If you're going to come with a football game, it has to come legit. Because if you guys remember NBA Live, right? People have been playing 2K for the longest. We were probably all fans of Live, and we've been wanting to stop playing 2K because they're monetizing the game and nickel and dime you for every piece of penny that you have. And we've been wanting Live to come to this space, but Live never comes correct. It's always a trash game, and we can never transfer to it. So if you're going to come into the space of battle royale, you got to come correct. And
Let me ask you
what
this.
I see of them, I don't know if they're doing that.
Let me ask you this, or ask y'all this. What are the top 5 battle royale games out? Was at the top of the heap, so to speak? I know Fortnite is one. I know
I can give you the top
Apex
three.
is another. What else? PUBG.
I can give you the top three. The
Okay.
top three, like I said, I just said is Apex, Warzone, Fortnite, and PUBG is probably in the top 5.
Okay.
Um,
I forgot about Warzone. I forgot Warzone is that
yeah,
type of game.
Warzone.
So right.
So PUBG is probably in the top 5. I don't know who would sit in that fifth space. So it would probably be PUBG, Apex, Warzone, and I mean somebody. Apex, Warzone,
Fortnite.
Fortnite, yeah, and PUBG. That would be the
PUBG.
top 4. I'm not sure who would be
Well, it'll be
the
a fifth.
fifth person
Okay.
in that
So
This list has
basically,
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty is
Call of Duty.
Warzone, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Warzone. That's
Right.
Warzone.
Okay. So basically, even though that genre is lately has been overly saturated with a whole bunch of games trying to vie for trying to peel off some of that money that genre is bringing. It's going by UK bum, and you kind of. I don't know. Let me pause before I say this. Keith, are you into the battle royale type games?
No.
Okay. Keith always hit me. Keith be making me want to go baritone. I'm gonna step down a notch. You can't be coming behind me with all that bass, man. You ain't right.
No, I'll say this. I try.
That's funny.
I try most games, but it's not something that just makes me want to just keep coming back.
Okay.
Honestly.
Okay, so well, Sega. I mean, I don't know. We don't know what hyenas is. We see the visuals of the cinematics are, I guess, what represent the game is going to look like this. We don't know if it's going to look like that in real play, but based on what K-Bum saying, we know K-Bum, you kind of frequent these type of games more so than anyone else. You have played PUBG, you have played Warzone. You said you was playing Warzone. Matter of fact, you played
I've been playing this week.
You played Fortnite, but you said that ain't for you. I can tell why.
But they had the building. That's back when they had building in Fortnite.
Oh, they
They've
took that
actually they take the building out of Fortnite, and now it's no build gameplay now. So it's a little bit different. I still can't get into it.
I
even
think it's
with
too
that,
anime for you. Too much
it's
anime.
I can't do it. It's not my cup of tea.
And you played you played Apex, you played Warzone, you like Warzone, you did like Apex if I'm not mistaken.
No, I played Apex and my friend played Apex. I at the beginning I was until they threw us into the PC lobbies. They combined PC lobby with consoles lobby. After that, Apex became trash to me. It was just all sweaty, and it's hard for controllers to beat PC, especially when Apex when there's so much movement speed and so much verticality. It's hard for you to win, and so I kind of disliked it.
So much what? What'd you use?
Verticality.
Verticality. Did D2K slip up in his joint?
Yeah, so I actually stopped liking Apex because it was just one of my cup of tea anymore after they did all that. So
Keith, you still try to drop that vocab on us?
He did it.
And he said it with all punctuation. Anyway, first name Bessie said Keith was using that Thor voice. Yeah, he was, man. Yeah, I agree with that. He come up and like when he fell in the ship and they was all like, that's a man. Anyway, so I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna say, even though it is oversaturated, the fact that we only can name, the fact that K-Bum you can only name 4 that you can even mention, then I think there's
no. I can name a whole lot more.
What you think is good though? That's what I'm saying.
But I can't name any that I would say top 5. I can name other games, but I wouldn't dare say that they're top 5.
Right.
Is what I'm trying to say. But it just means there's no clear 5th person is what that means. Not that there's room for more people to hop in the pool.
Got you. Okay, that's fair. All right, so not to belabor this topic, so y'all saw it. Let us know what y'all think in the comment section. Are y'all interested in this Sega's Hyenas Battle Royale styled game? Is not actually, they say it's not actually Battle Royale, but it borrows from the Battle Royale elements. I don't know. Anyway, so let's go to this. But did y'all get a chance to... Yeah, we need to get them. I need to get them. The ones that y'all been having me listen to that stuff for the last 2 weeks. Where they kind of
the Matrix, yeah.
Yeah. And they doing the acapellas. But did y'all get a chance to check out Xenoblade 3 real quick before we get into our kind of main topic?
That's an RPG, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna play it here. Fair use. I might play some of the sound. It didn't look bad, but I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I can't get into these type of RPG games.
It's a JRPG too, right? It's not just RPG.
With a capital J.
Yeah, I can't get into it. It looks good.
Absolutely not.
I want to get into this here. Since we're talking about Nintendo, I'm step up my talking here a little bit. I want to get this game a chance because I really enjoy Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Wii U. I'm mad that I didn't finish the game. I got to a point where I couldn't beat it. It was somewhere I think I needed to go level up or something like that. So I really enjoyed Xenoblade Chronicles X. And I love the fact that it was, you had the off screen and you had the terrain and all this other stuff. I love the back and forth with that. And I remember hearing about Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii. Remember, this is a Wii title. That got ported over to the uh,
Wii U.
no, the DS. I think it's 3DS.
Oh
And
yeah, that's right.
then
New 3D, the new
the
3DS.
the new 3DS, because that was the whole thing, because the old 3DS or something couldn't run it or something. But anyways, so I've always looked at this game and I heard people talking about, I put 100 hours into it, and I really want to get into it. Like I might, one day I may get into it because it's like like an anime. But man, if you told me this was the first one, the second one, I couldn't tell you what they all look the same to me. Like one big giant story or whatever.
Right.
And I don't know. I don't know. I think I really want to see what the story about, because I don't know if y'all ever play. It was not Chronicles game. It was on the GameCube. The main character's name was Lloyd. What was the name of that game? Oh
It's
man,
void to me. It's void.
You said
Lloyd.
Lloyd?
I
Lloyd.
said he said
Yeah.
Lloyd. I said
Dumb,
it's void
Dumb
to
and
me. I
Dumber?
don't.
No, I can't. I can't think of
What
the
that
name of
guy's
the
name?
game.
What his name? Lloyd and Dumb and Dumber?
K-Ball trying to be funny.
But that game was like, and they've had a bunch of them. It's a whole series. I'm looking to see if I have it in my
Okay.
wish list or something. But I love those stories, and like I was like, man,
Right.
this is a great game. I don't know if I can get into Xenoblade Chronicles like that.
If it wasn't JR, if it was just RPG
Action.
with real what they call it, action RPG, like Zelda,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm trying to think of other ones, but I just can't do the side scroll. I don't know if that's what this is, but I played one and I just didn't. It just didn't connect with me. I couldn't get into it. The
Tales of
visuals
Symphonia.
look,
That's what it was.
yeah, okay. The visuals look good to me. They don't look
Yeah.
bad. It looks like an anime. You can tell that this team is these a group. Is this a group that helped with Zelda, Breath of the Wild?
Yes.
You can kind of see it. That you can tell that they helped with that game. But I think they should make this an action RPG. I think that'll help get more people into it. But I don't want to set a wildfire
Is it
with-
turn based?
I think so.
No, it's not. It's
not turn-based?
Oh Lord.
It's semi.
It's not turn based, but you're not attacking on your own. It's like an auto attack, and you're just
Right.
telling it commands or whatever.
Okay, yeah. That, and okay. I thought that's what turn based was, but so you saying
No.
okay,
Like turn based, you
is-
gotta wait. You gotta wait to get hit.
Yeah, that's like
I
what's
hate-
the other one? That looks like they went back to Nintendo with the pixelated. Square Enix makes it.
Final Fantasy?
Final Fantasy Chronicles.
It's
Final Fantasy
but the
Chronicles.
one that game that they made, they got
Chrono Trigger?
Jet-
or-
Oh
Jedi
no.
Knight liked it. Jedi liked
No,
that
he's
game.
talking about man. It's the pixel art.
Yeah, it's pixel. They got two or three of them now.
I can't think of the
It
name.
was first
of
on the
it.
Wii U, then I can't remember the name of it.
No, it was Switch.
Yeah. So that game, those games, yeah, it was the Switch. Those are turn based, and I can't do that. But this one is almost like strategy, where you tell it what to do and they do it and it come back, and then you wait on the enemy to do whatever they gonna do. I just can't get into it, man. It just don't. But it don't look bad. I just wanted to give Nintendo they shine. They did have this the other day, and I feel wrong to just totally bypass it because I'm not into the Xenoblade universe. I really ain't. So I know K-Bomb ain't, and I'm just finding out that Keith really isn't either. So,
I can't do I don't know what it is, man. I just like Japanese style games. It just does not appeal to me. Like I said before, I've said this many times. I've never liked Devil May Cry. Like and that's an action game, and it's a hack and slash. It's back when the God of War day. I've never got into it. I don't know what it is. I just cannot get into these real Japanese looking games. I don't know.
I'm cool
You talking
with that.
about
It's the
Octopath
gameplay.
Traveler.
Yeah,
Octopath. Yep. Yep, that's
Octopath.
it.
Yeah, Jedi was into that.
Yeah, he was.
And I played that. I actually played the demo pretty got a good ways into it. I just when it comes to the action, it's like, no, man, no, bro, I can't do that for 30, 40 hours straight. No, I lose my mind. Your brother said, man, verticality, huh? What, like that's he want to know if that's a real word.
Nah, he like that work in that bed. Stop pumping that dude head up. I know my brother.
Okay, he questioned. All right. So anyway, that is Xenoblade 3. For those who might be interested, go check that out and put in the comment section what you think. But anyway, so let's get to our main topic, man. And this kind of came from K-Bum. And in the comment section, it went in the Hangout, it went a couple of different ways. So I said, I'm going to save my thoughts for the podcast. And we might not even be on here long because we already here. So the question was, K-Bum asked, and I could just let K-Bum set this up, but I set it up. So K-Bum asked, is streaming still the future? Basically, right?
Yep. It's cloud gaming, streaming.
Yeah.
Yep.
Streaming is the. Go ahead and say it, K-Bum. Then I'll pick up
Nah,
where I.
Yeah, it's just asking. It's cloud gaming or streaming. Pretty much the same type of concept. Is that the future of gaming? Right? Is that where we're going?
So is streaming still the projected future? So I said, of course it is. So then K-Bum came back with an interesting question. Why and where? Why, where, and what has happened to the conversation from Microsoft, Sony, and to a lesser sense Nintendo around cloud gaming and streaming? Why have they went dormant or quiet on such conversations? So go ahead if I'm.
No. I was agreeing with your.
All right, I'm trying to make sure I get this out. I'm trying to, put my radio voice spin on this. All right, so K-Bum came back with that question: why, what, and where has the conversation from Sony and Microsoft, and to a lesser sense Nintendo, where has the conversation gone about cloud gaming and streaming since it is the future? And I retorted with, Stadia was the warning sign. So K-Bum said, I do not agree with that response. And I said, why not? And he said why he felt that way. So we're going to discuss, I guess, from three facets. Is cloud and streaming still the future? What did Stadia do, or did Stadia's situation with streaming affect Microsoft and Sony or make them rethink some things? And then the third, I guess, is Stadia a failure? Because I think K-Bum misunderstand what I mean when I say yes. But let's start at the first part. Is streaming still the future? K-Bum,
Yes.
you got it. Go on, Keith. Go ahead.
Yes. I mean, what else can we do? Like you, I'm trying not to say anything about Stadia. Streaming is the future because you see people who Google, even I just said I wasn't saying about Stadia, Amazon, they're all trying to get into that market of streaming. They're not trying to put out a console. Like you heard those rumors of Sega trying to put out a console for years. For years, that's not the future. And even Sega knew that. Even if they have the money, I don't think they do. But that's not the way to go. Trying to put a box under the TV. Even Microsoft themselves are trying to put a dongle on your TV, and even to a lesser degree, an app on your TV. Because I think they're pairing with Samsung, and they're putting on some of the newer Samsung TVs the Xbox app. So streaming is definitely the future, and that is definitely where we're going. You may have some trepidation because of the output or the streaming quality, or you don't think that we're there, but we don't have to be there everywhere. We just have to prove that it works, and that thing that I said I'm not going to mention has proven that it works. And you got Microsoft Store. I'm literally looking at Game Pass right now. and you can see what they're doing. They're trying to put a bunch of games available to stream because everybody wants a bang for their buck. Um, and one of the things that people were nervous about early on was, if I buy the game, will it be mine? If this service goes away, well, you don't have to worry about that with a Game Pass and streaming your games. So this is, to me, this is definitely the future. It's easy. Our technology is continuously increasing. The latency of the controller, the inputs is getting lower and lower. Um, I mean, we stream everything. Why not games? Everything is streamed. Your podcast, if you don't download them or stream, your Netflix and all your other stuff are streamed.
Music,
Gaming, music is streamed. Gaming is the only natural thing that's left to do is to stream that. So I think it's
even movies
absolutely
are streamed because
right.
they dropping it directly on HBO or like Disney and stuff like that.
Listen, what's Doctor Strange is on Disney now.
Yeah,
Yep.
I just seen
Literally,
it.
literally just saw it not too long ago,
Yeah,
and it's already there, streaming,
I was watching it
available.
before we jumped on. Okay, so K-Bum, come on in, and then I'm gonna open this up to the broader subject. Go ahead.
Okay.
Is it the futures?
It- there is two. I'm going to just go ahead and answer it. I'm going to say yes, and then I'm going to say no. The reason why I'm going to
One hitter quitter.
to answer the question in its totality, the answer is yes. Streaming is the future. That future is not coming anytime soon. Personally, I think as streaming becoming the future, I'm thinking maybe 2 generations from now, then we'll be able to say that. I don't even believe the next generation is going to be streaming devices or that the focus is going to be streaming. I think maybe the next generation after that will be the focus of streaming. The reason why I say this, it's because streaming has been a thing for a while now, right? If you guys remember, actually, I'll wait before I go into detail. This type of details. I'll just answer this question before I kind of go into my step on my soapbox and kind of go into my deep thoughts. But it is the future. I do believe that. I think eventually we're going to get there. We're going to be able to play video games directly on TVs without the need of any box sitting under your TV. Maybe just a simple dongle or even just the processor inside the TVs themselves. Sony's is actually and other makers are making it so that you don't even need Fire TVs anymore. You can do everything directly from the processor inside your TVs. So that's something, and even Google is doing that for Stadia. For some, they're trying to get the TV to play Stadia without the need of having a Chromecast, right? So the future is coming, but I don't think it's here anytime soon. And I have a plethora of reasons why, but I'll give space to others before I kind of jump into that.
Okay, so let me get my answer out the way right off top. Yes, it's the future, but it's the future, not now. It's the future. It is. I mean, I think both Keith, the way Keith presented his opinion on it, K-Bum, the same thing. I think it all is saying it's obvious. It's unavoidable. It's inevitable that we will be streaming games without boxes. It's just it's too. It just makes too much sense. It's just too practical to just denounce and write off as not. Yeah, that's the future. We seeing it with the movies. Like I used to buy movies left and right. I think I went and bought Spider-Man No Way Home because of the conflict with Sony and Disney. That movie will not show up on Disney. So I went and bought it so that my daughters them could see it, because had it came on Disney Plus, I wouldn't have bought it. So the movie genre is a clear indication of where the gaming genre will eventually go. It's just easier with movies because you're not actually physically interacting and controlling what you're playing on the screen. You just push play and they control it. Whereas with gaming, it's going to take integral things to make that experience viable and good. But Stadia has proved that. So yes, it is the future, the distant future. Maybe I don't. K-Mon, what you say? How many years you say? 5, 6?
No. I said 2 generations.
2 generations, so 10 to 15.
Yeah, I believe that's two generations.
Yeah, I think about 5, 6 more years we'll be there. Now, this brings me to my.
You referring as that would be the sole way we game, or is that going to be
not the sole way, but
bigger?
I think in about 5 years you will start seeing Microsoft and Sony really push hard that as an option.
Well, it's an option now.
I know, but I'm talking about they
option
push
now. What I refer to in 2 generations is that's going to be the main way we game. That's what I'm saying. In 2 generations, that's going to be the main way we game is that cloud. I think it's going to be continually pushed, but it won't be the main way we play for a while now.
Yeah, I agree. I agree that it won't be the main way we play in 5 years, but I believe it will become. Okay, how would I say that? Okay, it won't be the main way, but it will be extremely rivaling. And for many gamers, it will be the main way. That's what I'm saying. About 5 to 6 years, I believe a lot of, not majority, but a good portion of gamers will begin to embrace no box. That's what I'm saying. And then I would say what you're saying, it becoming the dominant. Yeah, 2 generations, another 5 years after that, it will be the way to game. But I'm saying, because right now, that's why I guess we go to the second part. Well, let's go because we got the third. Let's make the third question the second question, and because that'll lead into the third question. I mean, the second question, because I asked why is Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo not talking it. And I think the third question be the better question. I say Stadia was a failure, and I know K-Bum I don't agree, but I think the reason you think I'm saying one thing and I'm not. I don't think the technology is a failure. I think the tech was proven. I think Google failed to make it appealing to the main market, and that's why I'm saying 5 years from now, I think we'll be in a better position for gamers to more embrace it. I don't think gamers want to embrace it right now. Not that the tech, they proved it worked, but I think they failed because gamers just ain't choosing it, if that makes sense. And I think that's what's putting a damper on Sony and Microsoft. That's what's kind of making them kind of apprehensive to go full-fledged in it. Like Stadia, they kind of warm you up, kind of slowly bringing you into that space, whereas Google with Stadia threw it at you and tried to force you to eat it. And I think that's what I mean by they failed. Not that the tech is a failure, if that makes sense. Go ahead.
You want me to go or you want Keith to go?
Keith muted, so you can go and go.
Okay. I think I'm gonna challenge that a little bit.
Okay.
I'm gonna challenge that a little bit, because the game industry wanted Stadia to fail, right? When Stadia had a rough launch, right, and they had issues, right? Everyone immediately wrote them off. This is trash. This technology. They wrote off the technology, not just how they sold it. When Stadia had issues at launch, they wrote off the technology.
I agree.
That is what they wrote off. And many gamers at that point had decided that streaming is not the way to play video games. At that moment, the first 2 weeks of Stadia, m- a large amount of gamers decided that, see, we told you this wasn't the way to play games. Let's go back to our physical systems, right?
Yeah.
Because we gamers, some gamers, we're kind of, we don't like change. We say we like change, we don't like change. What happened after those 2 weeks of Stadia was that Google got their stuff together, and the technology worked exactly like they said it would. I tried Stadia. I bought it. I played it, and the technology worked exactly like how it was, and I did not feel lag. I thought it was spectacular. So personally, I think Stadia. I think Google has dropped the ball on Stadia on other levels. I think as far as their own studios, they had internal studios, and they end up closing those studios. They had features that still are not in Stadia yet that they announced when they first showcased Stadia. Some of those features are not there, and they don't have killer games that make you want to buy Stadia over anything else. I think they dropped the ball. To say they failed, I don't know if I would say that Stadia failed. I would say that if we're just going off expectations, I will say they failed to meet what Google probably has set for themselves as their expectations of cloud gaming. But you've said it yourself. They proved that the technology is there and it works. It even
Yeah.
works now.
That's what.
Um, yeah, and I agree with you to that point. But I just wanted to point out some of the other pieces because I believe gamers wrote it off the first
Oh
two
yeah, they
weeks.
did. Well, that's what we do. I mean, we've been.
And so
That's
it has this,
Microsoft's problem right now with the Xbox One, and was the problem with the Xbox now with the Xbox Series X is gamers make their decision up early
and they stick with it.
and they stick with it.
And they stick with
If you in the doghouse, that generation, you gonna stay. Hence the Wii U,
it.
the
Selfish,
GameCube.
the
That's what they
PS3
do.
fought out of it. The PS3 fought out of it.
Yeah.
They were in the doghouse and they fought out of it, which is amazing that they did that.
No, I got pushback for that one. I got pushback.
No, you
I
can stay on
don't.
the PS3. They passed. They passed that.
No. Let me push back, and I'm gonna let Keith in here. I'm gonna let Keith because Keith was.
But
I'm gonna push back on the
I ain't finished
PlayStation
the
3.
point yet. You're gonna start a whole different. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. You go back to the point. We go back to the point.
Okay.
Go and make your point. Then let me make this point about what you just said. Then I'll give back and make your point.
Go ahead.
The reason I'm gonna push back on the PS3 is
Okay.
the gamers didn't want to hate on the PS3. The PS3's arrogance forced them to hate on the PS3 with that price. Once the price came down, everybody was there for the PS3. It was just the price was ridiculous. That's what
Nah,
at
them
least
games
from
came.
huh?
Them games came.
And the games came like Uncharted 2 and all that. So for me, what I saw was people was upset at Sony's thinking that we will drop $600 and they got they got woken up from they dream. And then once the price dropped and the Slim came and it was like $299, the PlayStation was started sucking up the Xbox 360, and so I never felt like the PlayStation 3 was a voted system to be a failure like the GameCube was.
Your
At least that's
memory
not
of
from
the
my
PS,
planet.
your memory
Yeah.
of PS3 is very shoddy.
Okay, all right,
Because
I
if you
accept that.
remember what they said with the PS3, it's hard to create games for
Right.
that
The
we can't get the same amount of power out of these games that we can for the Xbox. Most of PS3 games were underpowered. The orange box that Valve made, they didn't even want to code for the PS3.
Right.
They put it out to a third party vendor, and they did the port for the PS3, and it was trash. It was
Yeah.
a terrible port. But that was the story of the PS3. Not only was it overpriced, that it's not worth the money. You might as well buy an Xbox because it doesn't produce the power that they say that it does.
Until Uncharted
That-
2 came, and that was it. It was that was cable. I'm telling you,
What,
bro.
what I'm saying is though is that gamers have made up their mind about the PS3.
I don't. That's why I don't.
And I'm
Well,
saying that there were circumstances, being the price, being good games, being the first party game that showcased the power of it, that changed gamers' mind about it and pushed them towards getting the PS3 over anything else.
okay. I look at it a little differently, but that's the one I say the PlayStation 3 is an outlier to what we say. Most times,
Most times, I agree.
once the gaming industry is down on you, they down on you.
I
I
I
think the
completely agree.
PlayStation 3, there's nuance to them. There's many factors that we can argue with. Ain't no point. But I agree because I don't disagree with anything you said. I just maybe don't go as far as you go with it. But
I believe it's an outlier. I'm 100% agree with you that it's an outlier, but I said that to say that it can change. I guess that's
I
what
agree. Okay.
the piece I was trying to say.
So, but the state but what, your point, and I'm gonna give it back to you, and then Keith, you take up after him. You were saying, and I'm gonna bring you back in, that people had it out for Stadia. The gamers had already chosen to hate on Stadia. That is
I have
absolute
spoken.
truth. Go ahead.
I have spoken. That's how the gamers were, and so they've made the decision on this technology. On this technology, it wasn't just Stadia. They were dogging the cloud gaming in general. It wasn't just Stadia. It was also the technology, right?
Okay.
Because that's
Do
what
you think
failed.
it was because it was Google and not one of the
No,
big two? Because Nintendo couldn't have done this. So
no, because you have to. Part of my point I wanted to make was you also have people dogging the technology when it came to Nintendo. There was the game that dropped for Nintendo. Remember, Capcom did it. I think you can only play on Nintendo through cloud.
It's a Resident Evil.
yeah,
Resident Evil. You can only play it through cloud, and gamers had a fit
I don't blame
about
them,
that.
because Nintendo
Had
Online
a
is trash.
fit.
Well, it
about
wasn't.
that.
It's not Nintendo's online. It's something else that they're utilizing because they got a bunch of games. They got Control, Resident
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Evil.
Yep.
It's
Other
it's
games.
several games that you can
But-
stream on the Nintendo. Uh, I can't think of the name of the game, but yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I think it. Okay, Nintendo in this field, I think gamers will be quick to hate on it because of the stigma with Nintendo Online. I'm saying but you saying they also hate on Microsoft and Sony's online cloud online service.
No, I have not touched them yet.
Okay.
In part of my story, I haven't brought them up. What I was going to say about them is that they are irrelevant to the gamers. Not that they hate on them; they are irrelevant to the gamer. You can on your Xbox, and I don't know if you guys even know this, on your Xbox, your Xbox One. So not your One X, the last generation Xbox.
Xbox.
Do you know that you can use Game Cloud if you have the highest thing on Game Cloud and the I forget what their online is called. If you have that as well, you
xCloud.
can say what?
No, I thought it was XCloud. Might be wrong. Though.
Probably it is, but you can stream Xbox 360, Xbox One X games, so the same graphic level, onto your last generation Xboxes.
Yeah,
They had that for the MLB The Show. They had that for several of the other games that you can get next gen graphics on your last generation Xboxes. They have that. But do they even communicate that? I've never seen an ad about that. I've never seen anything. I found it out just because I was going through Game Pass and looking at all the games. Like, why isn't that more of a selling point? Why don't they push that? Why is that irrelevant
Could it be because
to Game Pass?
They want that plastic to move.
But you and then Sony, right? They've been pumping out PS3 games because you apparently can't put the PS3 hardware into a system because that's freaking ridiculously hard to do. But they've been pumping out. You can stream PS3 games forever, right? And but the PSN now, I forget I think that's what it's called, the PSN now, and that's it's an afterthought to most gamers, to most Sony players,
Mm.
Sony gamers. It's an afterthought, but they've had that technology for a long time. So I just I, the gamers these guys themselves, as far as Sony and Microsoft, don't push that technology. And if it's the future of gaming, you would think that they push it. When the last time you seen an article about XCloud? When last time you seen inside of Sony's press conference or inside of Xbox's press conference them mention anything about XCloud?
But to be
If it's
fair,
the future,
xCloud doesn't work, and to compare to the Stadia, it doesn't work as good. You can use the same internet connection,
I agree.
same system, and it is going to be laggy as heck on the xCloud versus something like Stadia or even Amazon Luna. Um, xCloud just doesn't work, and that's probably why they're not pushing it because they haven't figured out how to make it as good. I guess
Go ahead. Well, Keith, you already started. Go ahead. So, let's.
But what was the
No, no,
original?
no, no.
What
No,
was
go ahead, go
The
ahead.
question
what was the
He can
is,
go
original
with it.
question?
the question is, was Stadia a failure, and is this why Microsoft and Sony has did that influence or did that somehow affect Microsoft and Sony's desire to push cloud gaming? I think you already hit it on the nail though, but go ahead.
Yes, Stadia in terms of like global reach and getting those exclusives and having those like killer apps that make people want to come to the platform. Yes, it is a failure. But in them failing, in my opinion, has something to do with Sony and Microsoft not pushing more so a degree of Microsoft because I don't know if Sony is pushing it as hard as Microsoft. But like I was just saying, I just don't think the technology that they're trying to utilize, I just don't think it's there. I think if they were using the same, what is it called, blades that the Stadia is using and had the same technology or whatever with Microsoft, they would have pushed this a long time ago. In my opinion, I just like I said, I just don't think it's there. And Stadia failing had nothing to do with the technology
Right.
because you got to consider the fact that Microsoft, no matter what we want to say about them, they have their own set of games, exclusives, so on and so forth. And we already know Sony always knocks out of the park with their exclusives, so that wouldn't be an issue. Getting gamers to it and wanting to use it, but getting gamers to stay and say, no, I'm just gonna go find me a PS5 versus, oh, I'm just gonna use this. Well, I don't even know what PlayStation's cloud streaming thing is called, but I just don't think the technology's there. And I think that they don't want to put their name on a bad product like out the gate like that. Like they put their name on some bad products before. What's that motion sensor thing? What's the Xbox thing called?
Connect.
Connect.
Yeah.
That was a bad product. But so it ain't like they are above bad products, but yeah, with the cloud thing, I think you want to come out the gate swinging, and I think Microsoft has the biggest leg up in doing that because, like I said earlier, with the Game Pass, like they come up with the Game Pass streaming Netflix style, they're gonna easily be the champs of this if they can get their technology working right. They got because like. What good is a service if the games that you're playing are looking like slideshows or the input is just lagging? Like there's
Not
no point of
slideshows.
pushing it. There's no point in pushing it. So, in my opinion, that's why they haven't done it. It has nothing to do with Stadia failing. Matter of fact, Stadia failing opens the door for them. You know what I mean? Like, oh shoot, this we can really do it because anybody can look at Stadia and say they had it, they got it. They just didn't have the games, in my opinion. Because, like K-Bone said, a few weeks later, maybe even months later, it was doing exactly what they said it was going to do.
Yep.
But
Did it ever do that
they were,
YouTube thing where you can be watching
I
the
believe
ad?
so.
Oh
Well,
dang. Okay. I
I
ain't know it
believe
did that.
so. But what are you playing? Games that you've already played, or games that you're
Games you
playing?
already own other on the
Yeah,
big three.
Yeah,
Yep.
I would say K-Bum kind of hit it. We hit it out the park in our discussion. I think gamers wanted Stadia to fail out the gate. They had already chose for it to fail, and they was looking for anything to latch on to say, see, told you. And we seen this other place. We seeing it now. Well, not so much now with the Xbox Series X, but we saw it with the Xbox One. We saw it with the Wii U. We saw it plenty other times where we saw it with the Vita. When the gamers want it to fail, they're going to make it fail. Not that it's a failure, but they will make it fail because they won't support it. So, do you think that plus the messaging, like, because I think the messaging got confused, because every time there was a hiccup with Stadia, you would see certain YouTubers and personalities and content creators latch onto it to make 30, 40-minute videos to, exaggerate the hiccup, the lag, or whatever in that first, I would say, first window of the Stadia. Do you believe that narrative? It ain't no, and I think this is a dumb question. It's answering itself. That narrative had to have played a factor in why Stadia didn't pull off right.
Easily. People
Okay.
got their information, and my biggest thing, and I like to tell people all the time, try it for yourself. Stop allowing people to tell you how you should feel about certain things. Try it for yourself, generate your own opinion about it, and then believe that instead of allowing someone else to tell you how you should feel about it, and then just writing it off. Because I really think Stadia is great technology. I just really think they suffer on the things that Keith just mentioned.
Right. Now,
right.
so go back to Keith, and I'm bringing it back to you, Keith. So you say Microsoft could not match the tech, whatever Google is doing to make Stadia work, because that's what matters. Is the experience has to be consistent, it has to be smooth. I mean, I know these games drop frame rates, but you got to have a PC console level experience with Stadia, with online cloud gaming. It got to be able to match. And you saying, and I heard you and K-Bum say this, you said Stadia was doing that. So if Stadia is doing that, you saying Microsoft can't do that yet? They don't have the tech? Is that what you're saying?
The last time I tried xCloud, I couldn't even get it was so bad that I barely could get through the title screen of whatever game I was. No, I think it was Psychonauts at the time. I was trying to play Psychonauts. I couldn't even get through the title screen on Psychonauts. It was that bad, and I'm talking about a wired connection. It was horrible.
So what is okay? So okay, let me ask this question. You, K-Bum, whoever want to answer can answer. Well, both of y'all answer it. I'll start with you, Keith, since you kind of been more quiet. What games have you played on the Stadia and like from AAA, really needing, graphical, leading power to push? Like, what have you played that requires some? Now like this ain't no slouch in what it requires to be played.
That's easy. Cyberpunk was when that came out, when everybody else was suffering trying to play that game. Stadia was one of the only ones in the PC that was running perfectly.
Right.
That was one of the games I've played. Red Dead Redemption 2, it's on there. That Phoenix, I bought that on the Stadia when you were talking
Phoenix
about
Rising.
it. Phoenix Rising, I had that on there. I need to pull up my list of games, but yeah, just to name those two off the top of my head, um, they ran perfectly. Assassin's Creed runs perfectly on there. Um, what are some other stuff on here? Resident Evil Village, I played and beat it on there on Stadia. Resident Evil 7 is on there. And it runs. I don't know how Resident Evil 7 runs on there, but I would assume that it runs perfectly well. Control ran well. Jedi Fallen Order ran well. Um, I will say that Dark Side of the Street did not feel good when I played it on Stadia. That could be a Dark Sider's issue,
I don't
or
like how
or
Darksiders play even on the PlayStation 4. So no.
yeah, that wasn't a good experience. Tomb Raider is great on there, all of them. Um, Metro Last Light played well. I'm just going through my list here. Um, I didn't even know Outriders was on there, but yeah, I need to see if that works. Uh,
You named a lot.
uh, huh?
I said you already named enough to quantify or qualify that it runs well.
Well, now I'm just trying to let you know what's on here. Hitman, World Assassin is on here. Like these games work. Dead by Daylight. These
Okay.
games literally work, and if they had the exclusives, if they had a Gears of War or uh, um, Uncharted or anything like, if they had a game like that, this would be a different conversation with Stadia. It'd be a completely different conversation if they had those types of games. But
Right.
what they really get are games that um, are secondhand, not the third party games that I mentioned, but like secondhand games or just what I be
Yeah,
messing with
about a
my
year
kids,
ago, 2 years
googly got
ago.
games.
Well, they give
Huh?
like what they did with Nintendo. They giving you third party games that came out 2 years ago. You know, they still good, but you already most likely experienced it when it was in its height.
Yeah.
So, K-Bone, what have you played on Stadia that you would say that uh, you know required a lot to push it?
The only game I played that required a lot to push it was Destiny 2.
Okay.
I played Destiny 2 in its early stages on there, and I played a Tomb Raider, but it's the first Tomb Raider, so it's not really pushing that much power.
Okay.
But those are the only ones I would say. Other ones, like it's like kind of what Keith saying, they're more of the indie, smaller type of games. They're not triple A. They're not really pushing a bunch of pixels on the screen. They're just you know little games that they can offer for cheap or for free that you can play. But uh, I played Destiny. It was surprisingly good for being an online game with Stadia. You wouldn't expect it to play as well as it did to be. One thing, it's an online game, and you're playing it on Stadia, so that's an extra layer of lag that could have occurred. But I thought it played perfectly fine. I thought it was a little bit of lag, but you're playing an online game. There usually is some lag tied with it.
So,
So I found pretty good. But the just I get this one point out, then I hand it back to you. Playing Tomb Raider, it felt like I was playing on a hardwired console. Okay,
mm,
there literally nothing that took me out of the experience. Because what you have to understand this level, once you introduce just a tad bit of lag, you will start to get motion sickness,
mm-hmm.
even a tad bit, because what you're doing on the screen is not being represented properly, and you will start to get sick, or you may just get some vertigo, or just it just wouldn't feel right. You can feel that it doesn't feel right, and he can say maybe time that the internet wasn't working as guys. Sometimes that I play, I'm like, oh man, it's not as smooth today as it usually is, and it was very like a one-off situation, but I
Yeah.
can feel it. I'm like, okay, something's going on today. I'll play this tomorrow, and it's kind of one of those things. And tomorrow it works perfectly fine, but you can feel when it's slightly off.
Okay. But Keith said when he played X Cloud, it was horrible. So I guess my next question is because we know, like we said, Stadia proved it, right? I believe Stadia
Yep.
is maybe 7 years too early. Not because the technology can't work. To I don't think because I remember something Keith said. Keith's apprehension was the fact that it was Google.
Yes.
And I remember him saying Google never sticks. Google, what did you say? Google never sticks with anything.
They don't. They got a whole. There's a whole list of stuff that Google runs away from.
Right. So
That's good. Good stuff.
right, and that's what kind
That
of I
work.
remember you saying that. Like that was one of the things. What has Google ever stuck with long term where you invested into it and they move on, and then all your investment moves on with them because they don't keep pouring into the tech or whatever you invested in. So was it because was it just strictly because it was Google, or it had to be that had to be one of the factors? It was Google, because I believe if Sony, let's say Sony had this same level tech, and let's say they was able to prove the tech like Google proved it, do you think we having the same conversation?
If people had the chance to play God of War only on that streaming service, we're not having this conversation. We're talking about how amazing it is.
Right.
The reason why Google failed is because it didn't have the bangers. It didn't have something that made you get the technology. If there was God of War and you can play it, and Stadia had God of War, you can play God of War on Stadia, you couldn't play it anywhere else. That thing would have sold like hotcakes. And that's the piece that we're making. It's not the technology. It's the games.
And they could have sold that way cheaper than you having to buy the box, right?
No, their games mostly was the same price as the
No, I'm not
console
talking
game.
about the games. I'm saying Stadia as a platform.
The
That's
platform
cheaper
costs
than
nothing.
buying a.
The
Yeah, that's what I'm
platform
saying.
costs nothing.
So it's cheaper because you just buy the game.
You're just buying the game.
Right.
Yes.
So, oh man.
The monthly subscription to, and this is part of the confusion. The monthly subscription to Stadia is to be a part of their Game Pass.
Right.
They have their own Game Pass. You get monthly games for free for paying, what is it, $9 a month, something like that? $9 a month. You get monthly games for free. But you can just go on Stadia and treat it like it's a PC and buy Uncharted. Or not Uncharted, sorry, Assassin's Creed. And you don't need to pay Google any money a month to play the game that you purchase because you bought it.
Yep.
So you can play it whenever you want on Stadia. You don't need to pay them the $9.99. That was part of the confusion with people. They didn't understand that.
So what the heck?
It was confusion, and then there was also what they wanted. Like, this is my desires, and this is what it should be or better be. And it was like, no, we're trying to tell you what it is, and you're not accepting it.
Exactly.
we're trying to tell you what it is, and you just don't want to hear that. But yeah, you like most of those games that I was naming off. A lot of those games I did not buy or purchase or have no plans or ever purchasing those games. And it was just a part of the like Kayvon said, the Google version of Game Pass, and it's called Stadia Pro. And
Yep,
a lot
Stadia
of these
Pro.
games,
Yep.
they just give you
Yep.
to try and to play. And I'm sorry, not to try. They're the whole game. Like Control, that was the whole game. I didn't buy Control. That was the whole game. And you can just play it whenever
I
you want
guess
to.
my next question would be, what did they figure out about the technology that? Because you said you ain't experienced the same experience with cloud, with Xbox Cloud. What did they figure out that Microsoft them hasn't figured out?
Well, I can jump here really quick. Microsoft is using the same technology that they're using for other cloud services, which is the Azure.
Yeah.
But Stadia built their farming system exclusively for gaming. Microsoft is leveraging what they already have. Google built their systems exclusively for gaming. There's a difference.
Seems like Microsoft them need to go pay Google for whatever they unbuilt.
No. Let's not lose ourselves here. Azure are they number one, or is it AWS? Keith, do you know?
I don't know, but those
think-
are the top two.
I think Azure is the number one cloud service out there. I think AWS, which is Amazon's, I think they're second. So Microsoft's cloud service that they offer, which I am certified to use. Thank you very much.
Hey.
They're the best. If not, they are neck and neck with Amazon as far as being the best. What I'm saying is,
but you
what I'm
said it built for
saying,
gaming though.
it's not built for game. It's built for applications. It's built for
Right, right.
businesses.
I'm saying go to
Well,
say so.
no. They don't need to go to them. They just need to set aside in some of their data centers a better setup. They can do it. They have the technology to do it. They just need to do it. But that comes secondary to their main business for using Azure, which is for the businesses, and they probably make way more money than they do for S Cloud.
So okay, all right. So let's because we got to wrap it up. It's 9:31.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta wrap.
But we got smashed, bro. So.
All right, so I guess my final question is if we come to this conclusion that now I don't know if Sony can do it, but we know Microsoft can, right?
So Sony is using I
Azure?
forgot the no no
Are
no
they
no
not?
no 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 for the PS3 that they bought a company just for that. It was a
Yeah, I
streaming
remember
company
that.
that they purchased. I cannot remember the name of that company as off the top of my head, but they bought that company for their PS3 streaming. But they did make a deal with Microsoft to do some cloud streaming with Azure. I said the wrong thing. Yeah, they have a deal with them. They made a deal with them to use that for some of their streaming, but they've already had that deal with the other company for the PS3 streaming.
Okay. So my final question to you two guys, because y'all, this is y'all area. This is not mine. Okay, you have well established, K-Bum, that Microsoft and Keith, that Microsoft can do it. So the question is, why haven't they? Keith, you go first.
I think K-Bump. Wait, why haven't they what?
Why haven't they? Okay, if they, K-Bum just said they have one of the best cloud streaming or cloud services. All they have to do is allocate some of processing
Data center, the processing in the data centers.
data centers, like maybe build some more data centers that's fully catering to the gaming space. If that's all they need to do, and I'm agreeing with K, I'm leaning on y'all knowledge, and this is K-Bun Field, so I know he knows what he's talking about. Why hasn't Microsoft did it? If Google has proven it, because they created a dedicated center strictly for the gaming, why hasn't Microsoft done it? If that's all it's going to take.
Because Microsoft is stubborn and they don't throw anything away.
They're gonna use them servers.
They gonna use everything that they get that out the trash. What you doing? No,
Funny.
no,
That's
they
funny.
because I heard it from I had a instructor who told me that he was like, it doesn't matter what version of Windows you're running, that code, that original code is always gonna be there, and that's how people keep breaking into it, and that's why it's always the number one thing that's getting hacked. So I know that has nothing to do with nothing, but it kind of just points toward Microsoft doesn't like Kayvon said, they don't really allocate the resources specifically to things. They think it's like a global thing. Our one platform or our one system will work for everything, and we're going to prove it. And they will suck in every one of those categories until they prove it. Because I think what is it? Not iOS. What's Mac OS has come out and surpassed it. Linux, there are times where that comes out and surpasses
They're
it.
getting a bigger foothold in the market. Yeah,
right. Because I think a lot of people use Linux as their backbone more so than Microsoft servers, Windows servers. But yeah, Microsoft they just gotta if it's that important to them and they're gonna make it a priority, then they'll put forth the resources to get xCloud working the way it's supposed to work. Or they can keep making boxes and keep promising, Game Pass and keep bringing in money and keep buying gaming studios and not producing any games.
You had to, man. You had to.
I had to give him a little slander. But yeah, that's but K1 probably has a better articulate thing to say.
So, thank you for that leeway, sir. Um, so, what I feel, and you have to understand this level, where we are centered around gaming. Sony, well, Sony and Microsoft are not gaming companies. They are companies that have gaming divisions.
Right. I agree.
They are not gaming companies. Okay. Microsoft's so if we're talking about their Azure market, they're probably making billions of dollars, right, with that service, and they're probably losing money when trying to use that cloud. They're probably
Mm-hmm.
losing money because it's internal, and they're not selling it It's not really sold separately like that. It's still in a beta state, right? So it's not really making them money. So why are you putting all this effort when you got? I mean, they probably have big companies, probably like IBM or probably like big websites or big applications or big, like even I'm not gonna say my company. I don't. I'm not gonna say who we use. I'm not gonna do that. I don't want people to be listening, rat me out. But even some of these big Fortune 500 companies have deals with Microsoft for their cloud services. Shoot, Sony has a deal with Microsoft for their cloud services, and they make money, and it wasn't, yeah, and so they're making money, so much money on these other front, and you're saying I need to allocate what for gaming, the gaming division? I mean, the division that keep losing us money, that division? Nah, man, I'm making billions of dollars doing our cloud service over here. Nah, they get in where they fit in. That's the reality of it. And yeah, the gaming division can promise these things and say that yeah, we have all this and have that, but you're really not producing that quality. And also, you have other things that you're using for your the cloud for as well. Which you're using it for online games, and there's a lot of other stuff that you're using these servers for. So, I think, in a nutshell, it has to do with money, and that the Xbox gaming division isn't bringing that type of money in. And when you're talking about sharing the uses for the cloud data center spaces for exclusive service for gaming, I just don't think that's a priority. Even though the company may say it is and act like it is, they have to put a good face on because they know they're making billions of dollars using their cloud services in other places.
All right. Then that leads us to let's get ready to get out of here. So, that was an interesting subject. It went a total different direction. Well, it didn't end like I thought because I knew I didn't disagree with anything you were saying. So, I mean, yes, to answer the question, yes, it is the future. Whenever Microsoft decides say, okay, today is the future, and we finna do it now. So, but y'all have convinced me with Stadia. I did write Stadia off. I was probably one of those gamers who, out the gate, was wishing for its demise, and I feel guilty. So let me give me one.
Slap yourself!
Tell the truth, shame the devil.
But yeah, I was one of those gamers. So I need to try the Stadia out and really give it a fair shake and see if I would like it. I downloaded it. I never tried it out. But anyway, that was the show for tonight. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm going to let these fellas sign out. Mr. Norris, go ahead and sign out, bro.
I need 2 minutes. I just want to tell a funny story to the people. Listen, this gonna be long. This is a funny story. This is one time that I wanted to go to hell. Listen, don't say nothing.
Okay, where we going with this?
listen. You know, I was thinking about this. I just wanted to tell somebody. So when I was a kid, I went to this. I think this church was called Lifeline Baptist Church or whatever, and they had this program where like we were walking through and they had heaven and hell and all this other stuff, and like, oh, if you go to hell, and they had like fake charcoal and embers and just trying to make it look all fiery and doom and all this other stuff, but they were serving food. And in hell they were serving chili, and in heaven they were serving ice cream. And they was like, which one you want to go? I ain't gonna lie to you. I
He
wanted
said,
that
"Give me
chili.
that chili."
Hold up.
Give me the chili, and that chili was so good.
I can't use that.
Oh, he said, "Man, I'm going to hell. Give me that chili."
Don't ask me nothing like that. You know that chili good.
Man, that is hilarious.
But anyway, that's all, man. I don't really have a sign. I just wanted to say something that was funny.
That was hilarious. Thank you, brother.
You
I
were welcome.
appreciate
You
it.
were
That's a
welcome.
good. That's a good laugh right there, man.
Go ahead, K-Bump.
No, I can't follow that, bro. No, man, it was good conversations, man. I enjoy the conversation. Thank you, First Name Basis. Thank you, Taz Blue. I'll see if you're gonna play FIFA later on, bro. I'll give you a holler. But I enjoyed the podcast. I enjoyed the conversations. It was pretty good. That was a good podcast, all in all.
I agree.
Yeah.
I enjoyed y'all on tonight. To Taz, man, we might have to get you on here, despite what K-Bump said. We might at least get you on here one time. And First Name Basis, thank you for showing up. So this was the Live and Levels Gamers podcast. We're about to get out of here. Thank you for all tuning in. Please like and share. We're trying to get our algorithm back. We're trying to get back in your notifications. So like and share, and then we can get this podcast back up to the numbers it was used to getting. That's our fault. We're going to work to getting that back up. But like, share, and all that, subscribe and everything to what we're doing. And until next time, y'all be blessed and stay safe. Deuces.